Hello, my name is Chrissy Fahey. I'm with the Office of Career Advising here at Lemoyne College. And in this video, I'm going to walk through what's inside our interview guide and some of the great information and tips that you can find here to help you best prepare for that big day. As you can see in this first page, we ask you to do some reflection, as we often do here at Lemoyne. We ask you to do a self inventory so you can understand what your strengths are, your skills, your values as it pertains to that position. We also suggest that you explore the organization that's going to be interviewing you, as well as the interviewers themselves. You can find this information either on their company website or their LinkedIn. And here are some bullet points to help you kind of think about things that you're going to want to know before walking into that interview. We encourage you to practice saying those answers to those common interview questions or those STAR questions, which we'll show you later on in this guide, but to practice those questions out loud. We also give you a hyperlink here in order to make an appointment with a career coach for a mock interview. And then we also have information here regarding a software that helps you practice your answers and to also find more interview questions. It's called Big Interview. It's a great resource. I highly suggest that you use that as well. There are some things to organize for the day of the event. You know, the materials that you'll bring, how to dress, time, place, logistics. So you want to be able to organize and get everything in order for the big day. On this page, we're also sharing information about phone interviews and what that can look like and some best practices in order to best prepare for that type of interview. We, of course, included information on virtual interviewing, which is becoming very, very popular. We have a video that also explains how to best prepare for a virtual interview and some things to consider. We included the day of the interview and how to feel your best, your brightest. To self-care is hugely important when it comes to interviewing. It can be a very draining day. So we have some tips in terms of just your overall health and wellness and things to think about so that you can put your best foot forward. During the interview, how do you make that good first impression or that strong first impression? You know, some things to think about in terms of nonverbal mannerisms, your energy level, how to concentrate and be present and in the moment and enjoy it. Even the interview might be finished, you still have work to do. We have to follow up with hiring managers. We have to craft that thank you note. So we have some things to think about here in the after the interview section. We also have an actual thank you note so that you can see how a good, well-written thank you note looks like and how to craft one. And then we move into the interview questions. Interview questions start with the STAR method here. And STAR really simply means telling a story. We want to explain the situation, what the task was, or that obstacle, if you will. What was your action and what was the result? It's really just simply telling a story. And we have some actual questions, STAR questions, popular ones, as well as an answer. So you can see how to craft your answer. There's different themes, adaptability, how did you use your analytical skills, creativity, decision-making, etc. The list goes on. So I encourage you to really read through these and come up with examples and stories with each theme. Then we move into common interview questions. And this might be questions about your education, obviously more questions about you, tell me about your greatest strengths or tell me about your weakness. So these are common interview questions and you'll find those here in this section. Towards the end of the interview, you'll have time to ask the interviewer questions about themselves or about the company. And we have a list of questions that you can think about so that you are prepared for this part of the conversation. And then going back to the wardrobe piece, how do you dress for an interview, especially if this is your first interview? Is it business casual? Do I wear interview attire? What's the difference? We have all of that information here and more. And as we wrap up towards the end of our guide here, we have all those links available here if you weren't able to hyperlink it in the guide. We encourage you to follow us on our social media channels at LMC Dolphins Work. Again, you can make an appointment with a career coach in our office via Handshake.